maragoba nchenkuru kwa Matildah Obaigwa sangana inji Chinsa cha Facebook na Obaigwa YouTube na Getembe TV tunyara gusanga sensemo Ekeonga na kurwase serikali enene nigo bono mawaziri wobochenu moske Aden Duale anyara kuruka bose bwebunge Senate mugasolero na Obaigwa nase anyara korali abene bona nigo serikali wetrase kegancha kya National Treasury bono yanyari kubeka kosiku bwatoka chibesa chire chibilioni nye lihucho wakana amadeni ase uchase chinyagitari au inse yo murobelio bobuwenia murobelio omukoro o NHIF kawukwana ebirebyo n'abaseneta nigo moske Duale anyara kwerabuna iyo nerenchira chisemo anamono ase wizara y'obuchenu chiranyare kogendera busyo naboigo nonye chinyagitari chinyare kwimukirira igoro igateba chinyagitari chiri chibwate amadeni korwa eshiringi emo goika chimilioni 10 nigo bono chirachiwaka no chibese icho cyanyarire kubikwa barabare usi cyanyarire kubwatukwa.
Honorable Speaker, the total pending claims specifically for the defined Ido-Afia medical scheme currently stands at 735,822,556, and I have categorized group life and life last expense amounts to 116 million. Inpatient claims is about 320,550,523. Outpatient claims is 299,271,833. And with the 116 million for group life and last expense being settled on or before 8th of May, the balance of 619,822,356 remains for outpatient and inpatient claims. This remaining hospital claims shall systematically be settled against the broader debt of NHIF legacy debt upon the availability of funds. And Honorable Chair, as I promised last time, to accelerate this, because the legacy debts of the former NHIF affects our health facilities, the National Treasury has allocated 4 billion in the recent supplementary budget, and that will cater for people who we owe between 1 shilling to 10 million, accounting for 92% of the total debts of the former NHIF. And I intend, after the ongoing verification, to put the remaining balance of the legacy debts of NHIF in the next financial year, beginning July. So by July, we shall settle all outstanding verified NHIF claims, so that this animal or the elephant.
Naboigo mwaziri ndio koroka bosi wobunge Senate moske koso mwaziri otenene tobolende boime moske Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen nikubono anyara koroka naboigo koiraniria amavorio anemo no kubwatekana no kubura kubulendi emergency ya Kenya asisemo sensemo yende nigo anyara koirabuna kintu kiagerire bitambukiro ebironge bitaraba bikoimukiwa asigati y'abanyanyimbo bali babere bagokoria bobe bose bakomuke machiko asambo bokabo kubwatekana no gota egwa chibesa chisaine bose eniboisaine ase kiombekirie kurigereria obokoreri bw'abanyanyimbo kya aipoa ase aborire muna serikali ise komenta chibesa gucha sensemeyo nabo obotuki bokonyara gukorekana nabo igo amachiko anyare kubwatiwa guika ekerengo kiganeire.
The Speaker of police brutality are taken very serious by National Police Service, investigated, but I must say that as a ministry, we have been advocating for better budget for IPOA because they are grossly underfunded and making it difficult for them to carry out their responsibilities of oversighting and holding into account police officers who are found in such cases as the case in Garissa. I promised the Senator that I will be on this case, on the case of the IG, to ensure that there is accountability on the part of the National Police Service on this particular matter. I thank you.
Muliki Butambe ase wizara y'ekisemi oteneta mangana basic education Professor Julius Bitok nikobono nere anyara koroka busiwe bunge ekyo kamati y'ebunge ikorigereria amangana y'ekisemi na chinga kicho nikobono anyara kwerebuna serikali negendete no murobulyo ukokonya abakenya konyora kisemi chioboroso gose chire chimanyakanete buna chire chiabene chiskuru chioboroso na boigo echechi secondary na chinga kicho niko anyara kwera buna niko serikali egendete kurigia chinchirira chikone buna yanyari wakanira aboroki wa bonsi meyinsi ya Kenya chibesa eligo kyania egurube gotoka ase abaibori.
The free education policy in Kenya is still intact and is in place, despite the teething problems that we have seen in the financing gaps. I want to say that as a State Department, we are doing everything possible to ensure that we get enough resources to fund free primary, free day secondary, and free junior education in Kenya. However, we have had challenges with the fiscal space, as I presented, and it was worse during the previous government because, as you're all aware, we have been able to increase the budget that is going to education from about 490 million in 2022 to more than 700 billion in 2025. So we've been really increasing, but the demand continues to be huge. So in as far as what we expect the principals to do, despite these budget constraints, we have been encouraging our principals to stick to the budget. And if there is any school which requires additional money for some reason, they
Achinga kiecho nigo PS bitoka osomo Muliki yo Butambe anyara kuraria buna nigo chiskuru chinyingi anamono chiri secondary na boigo junior secondary chibwato bolemerwa anamono asi amangana yechibesa asebono anyara kwera buna obolemerwa wabere boko ene kigwaroro na boigo serikali nerike chinchirira anyara gusira chiskuru echo kwegendereria.
It is true that the budgetary allocation for secondary schools falls short of the submitted requirements during the years under review for the schools. At secondary school level, budgetary and enrollment data across the fiscal years between 2020, 2021 and 2023, 2024 indicate underfunding of Kenya shillings 76.9 billion. The approved rate remains constant, of course, at 22,244 for secondary, while enrollment for the same period increased from 3.3 million to 4 million. The requirement based on enrollment grows significantly from approximately 75.5 billion to nearly 89.8 billion. Despite this, the approved budget increased only marginally, resulting in a growing deficit that reaches over 25.8 billion by the year 2023-2024 financial year. The number of learners not provided increased from 724,959 to 1.161 million, and the amount per learner, of course, declined appropriately, as we can see on the table on page 1 of my response. The gap between the policy and actual disbursement is primarily a function of the fiscal constraints and increased enrollment pressures. However, the State Department has ensured that the available resources are distributed transparently, equitably, and strictly to verified learners.
Kurwa sinsemo ya siasa mubunge w'Embakasi East Mosque Babu Wino liganyari ukwanira ikirugu ky'oburai bwense aigasinse ya Kenya na chinga kiecho kusanga nabamenyi kurwa se constituency yaye hiyo tokemeyo mucho Nairobi nigo aborire buna abarai bonsi bali myaka yaengekanire bono bonyari kurigia libagerio sobochorio bonene buri bosio korenda so mwaka 2032 kogenderera abasae kusaburai bimyaka emeke banyare gwesoke kigma kurigia amabagayo saurukire buna nonyenere nabagutwara ikanga yo kurigia ikiro ikyo.
Muhimu zaidi ni kuangalia 2032. Watu wote wenye wanaenda rais sahi wamalizane 2027. 2032 sisi tuingie pale State House. Sini ukweli? Sini ukweli? Sisi tutajipanga na huwa nawaambia. Na simnaona kila siku venye tunaelekea inakuja karibu. Na 2032 bado nyinyi wote mtakuwa. Si ni miaka ngapi hapa sahi? 27 to 32 ni ngapi? Ni 5 na sahi ni 1. So in 6 years time, 6 years utakuja State House. 6 years time. Si hiyo ni karibu sana? Si ni karibu sana? Kwa sababu watu ambao wako kwa umri wetu washakuwa marais. Burkina Faso amekuwa rais akiwa 32 years. Si ni rais? Hata kama alichukua, si amechukua, ni rais. Ukiona kule Madagascar aliingia na 35 years old. Ukiona kule Libya Gaddafi aliingia na 28 years old. Ukiona kule juzi Nepal walichagua kiongozi wao akiwa 35 years old. Hata Museveni aliingia akiwa 28 years old. Jamani, sisi hatutaki tukae hii siasa milele. Tunataka tubadilishe maisha ya watu. Hatutaki tukishafika 80 years ndio sasa tunatafuta power. Hiyo 80 years tutakuwa tunalinda wajukuu wetu. Si ni ukweli? Sisi tukiingia 32 mpaka 42 tumemaliza mambo ya siasa yetu. Kwa hivyo in the next 16 years, si ni 16, siasa tumemaliza.
Obasaguska kendera kurigereria Getembe TV na kuwa muno kero makopio nere ongorogo kibacha baraso ya sembeo ukoretera umurubirio obwekerorano riteria ne Matildah Obaigwa na kuganirio burigerio bia marago bengia na boigo ase bonsi bali bobwata makuba kuwena kwa bwangu bali musirire na abamino naye na gusebere nyasaye anyare kukwagata chingaki ibune chiga kendera kurigereria Ekeonga kya mwamo busi.
Omurayi omukuru gw'ensi